why is a majority of the Indian student struggling?
The major issue is lack of skill.
One thing which is so important is you first need to understand that you are not the center of the world and no one is judging you for sure.
We both also made that mistake that coming right after our bachelors, we somehow managed to get a job. That's a different story which we already spoke about.
In my first few interviews, I used to look at myself to see if I'm doing all right.
Right.
And I'm not looking at it's such a funny thing to say, but it actually matters. We have gotten responses from hiring managers saying
that happened
can
with
you
me.
Please write the email yourself?
I can show you that email. So this opportunity, great guy, he reached out to me first. I emailed back to him and his response was just one-liner. Please rewrite in your own words and send again. I can't read ChatGPT.
If you are looking to study abroad, then watch this full video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated.
What I want to understand is, in your opinion, why is a majority of the Indian student population here struggling?
Okay, I'll take this one because I get a lot of inquiries as well. The major issue is lack of skill. We both also made that mistake that coming right after our bachelors, we somehow managed to get a job. That's a different story which we already spoke about. But lack of skill is something which I actually felt in my initial days while I was applying, and when I see my fellow friends as well, like who just came a year or so ago, and all the requests that I get about we are not getting a job, could you help us with that? And when you look at how much effort they are trying to do and versus the job market, amongst 100 people, there would be that 1 to 2 or 5 candidates from India, I would specifically say, who are skilled, who have an experience and who knows how to translate their experience into a very well communication way. So that thing is really important. And that is highly lacking for the students who are coming. Not for everyone, but for majority of them, yes. Secondly, people focus a lot on earning instant money.
I think this is one thing that I've gotten bored of hearing, because everyone is saying this, but nobody is listening.
No, that's true. So, and I don't blame them as well. Everyone's financial condition is different, I understand. Even if you're working part-time, keep it as a part-time.
You guys work part-time?
No. Fortunately, the family that I come from, she comes from, my parents were just like, we sent you there for your master, you do your masters, don't get a job. You look for a job, you sit at home, you look for a job, you focus on your health. Eventually, you'll get a job. Not today, not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, a week after. Everyone has to get a job. You will get one. So that was it.
But it's purely a privilege, and if you have to work part-time,
please do. But make sure it's in a right balance. That
it should not overtake your entire objective of coming here.
Exactly my point. Right. Exactly.
Because we know people who work 80 hours a week, 70 hours a week, which is crazy.
I mean, 80 hours a week even if you're working full-time, you will.
Yeah,
and third part,
you get so exhausted that you can't do anything.
And the third part is communication. A little communication barrier / gap when you are trying to convey your skills, trying to convey your experience to someone who is a Britisher, then you need to be really confident. You need to sound confident. You need to have a personality which comes out when you are interviewing. So I think that is also a lacking which I feel or which I see in the students who are coming now. I met this student recently. He had a great CV, great skills. He worked in one of the best companies currently over there in India, growing startup. And he was a senior software engineer, and he was like, I'm not unable to get a job in the UK, it's been 6 months. With that CV and experience, he would be lining offer letters like that. But the issue was, he himself told me he doesn't feel confident when he's speaking to someone else.
What is your tip on building that confidence?
I was the most underconfident kid you would have ever met.
Doesn't seem so.
So
whatever the tip is has worked.
The best thing I would say to do is, do 2 things completely out of your comfort zone, okay? First, take your phone and just say anything. Don't need to just say anything. Just record yourself for 1 minute. Talk to the camera for 1 minute. It will be really difficult. You'll cringe at yourself at first, but just do it.
Yeah.
And second, when you're going out, just randomly greet people. It's easy to do that in the UK because people are really...
Yeah. People expect also. Then they will respond also. So you don't feel like, okay,
I'm looking so stupid right now. So when you're going out, just talk to a person who's, oh, your dog looks really cute. Oh, which breed is it? Oh my God, what's his name? Oh, have a lovely day. Yeah. That's it. Enough. And that will build your confidence. That will build your fluency and it will help you communicate.
Guys, if somebody has not understood it, can you just repeat again? I think what you have said is so powerful. For somebody even like me, at my age, that's such an icebreaker for in any new country, right? Especially with just reaching up to new people in a in a networking event, even I struggle at times.
Right.
You know, like should I go? When I'm going and asking students to talk to me, I struggle at that. I think and that's a fantastic idea. It will work for me as well. Can you just reiterate that one once more?
Like just the example
Yes.
that I mentioned. Like for example, you're walking down on the street and you're in a coffee shop. There's a person right in front of you. Oh, you got a nice bag. Is that Coach? Oh, I think I saw that bag in the store last week. How much you got it for? Oh, I think when I went there, the bag was out of stock, but I really like that bag. I would love to get that bag in the future. Have a lovely day. Enjoy your coffee. As simple as that. Just try to be polite. Try to talk about something which you can see. You don't have to ask their personal details and everything. You are single, you have a boyfriend or something like that. Just something that you can see. Yeah. Oh, nice shoes. Are those Nike Air Jordan 1? Oh, I really like the color. I have the similar ones in grey. No matter you don't have it, they are not going to come and check it. Just for a conversation's sake, you just say, oh, have that one in red.
That just...
But one thing which is so important is you first need to understand that you are not the center of the world. And no one is judging you for sure. Like the number of times where people are a little like not so sure about their language, it doesn't matter. Like as long as you can just converse, it doesn't matter. Like I know so many people now who are so confidently talking, even though their language is a little bit of a barrier.
Do you think accent matters?
No.
No, it really doesn't.
Right. Again, guys, please listen to them.
I don't have an accent.
You don't have an
It's been 3 years. I still talk like this.
One more thing that I used to do was I used to be a little like conscious about how I would do in an interview, because first of all I wouldn't know where to look. It's a very funny thing to say, but like you actually need to work on how you look, or like where to look in the camera. Because sometimes you're just looking at yourself in the camera, or there's so many random things that you would do in an interview that you don't realize. So
and these are like video interviews.
Like you actually don't realize you're doing it, but they actually notice it, which is very important. Like I used to be a person, in my first few interviews I used to look at myself to see if I'm doing all right. And I'm not looking at, like, it's such a funny thing to say, but it actually matters.
Yes.
And the other thing that I used to do is that, like, I used to write down so many points that I used to keep looking at the side to make sure that I make the point. But it sort of looks like I have everything ready, and it really is so prepared, it doesn't matter. So what I started doing is, right before an interview, I really started talking to the camera and the laptop.
Right.
So before the interview, I would introduce myself to the camera. I would sort of answer these questions that I've already written. I would actually ask those questions to the camera. That over the time, interviews became so easy for me that I wouldn't need notes. Like, so I feel like being natural in an interview is very important here, because they actually value personality.
Right, I think, and I have this habit of, like, I think and speak. And so I would just look up, think, and then speak, and then people feel that I'm not interested in the conversation. In person, it doesn't feel that odd, but on a camera, it looks really odd, right? And you're like, okay, this guy is actually doing something else. He doesn't care about this conversation. And when I got that feedback during COVID, my team was like, Piyush, like, are you there for us? Like, what? Like, I was like, guys, I'm just thinking. It's like, we cannot understand that. What you've said is this new age of conversation, which is happening through this digital medium. I think being able to look at that dot where the webcam is and just speak to that, that's the person, because that's the eye, that that's how people are looking at you.
And it makes you look confident, which is very important, and
engaged.
True.
So I think fantastic for you to be sharing this. Coming back to our job, and how did you guys find out these opportunities?
So LinkedIn is something which is primarily used over here in the UK for hiring. That is the first one. Secondly, there's this website called Cord.jobs, Cord.jobs. Excellent website. If you are someone struggling with not getting responses, like you apply and just get ghosted, that website might be a solution, because over there they have listed a company's response time, and if the company doesn't respond, then the company will be charged. So the company have to respond. So that website is really great. I found that website through one of my friend actually 6 months ago. Great website. Please try it if you want. Great opportunities, especially for people in marketing, people in software. Please use that. You'll definitely secure great job from that one. So these are the two things which we used. And third, I would just want to say about ATS. If you are struggling with ATS rejecting a resume, just fuck that thing off. Just bypass the ATS. Send your resume directly to the person who's hiring, to the company, to the manager of the role that you're applying for, and send it to them multiple times from the company, so that at least they see the resume. If your resume is good, they will invite you for the interview. So just try to bypass that ATS if you're struggling with that, because to make a ATS friendly resume, it takes months and months and months of practice to know what to write in that resume. And no resume is a perfect resume.
And people say that use ChatGPT to make it ATS compliant.
You said it so perfect point, perfect time. I work in this company called Future Medicine AI. We have our own system in place. So we have our editor-in-chief. Whatever we put it out there or whatever a query we receive, we have this system which can analyze if the thing was written by AI or not. No matter you have used Quillbot, no matter whatever software you have used, the softwares are so bloody good these days that it can spot on anything.
AI can obviously spot AI.
And also, like, because now I'm working in a company, many people reach out to me like, oh, is there an opening in a company? This is our resume. Every ChatGPT resume looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
You went to ChatGPT to make your resume stand out, but all it's doing is putting you with the crowd. Everything's sort of spearheaded a project of 10, spearheaded a team of 10 in and led this project by 20%. Everything sounds the same. So
Like just to profile somebody, first word adjective is so easy. Dedicated, or like they would say like hard
I think you
work.
guys,
Hardworking.
I've been reviewing a lot of resumes for your friends
Yeah,
and
like
other
it's quite
students.
obvious. and
you read it and you, because now I work in sales, so I have sent so many emails, received so many emails, and my founder is really smart guy. So when I was working with him, he reads a line and he could spot, and 90 out of 100 times he's spot on, like, is this AI or not? So with him, I also got that thing, like when I read a paragraph or something, I could sense like this
And
is
you are
ChatGPT
looking for
written.
people who are genuinely interested, right? They're
Yeah.
not just trying to look that they are super,
Super,
you know,
exactly.
what you're looking for,
Technical and all
but
that.
they may not be because it is just ChatGPT which is kind of
Exactly.
fitted in.
One thing which is very important is like in India, sort of we've been fabricated in a way that they say that your emails should be so professional, make sure that it's 3 paragraphs and your introduction. It actually doesn't matter, because here when we used to start applying, we used to send cold emails. It's very hard to randomly start an email and like, you know, sort of structure it and all that. So we use AI. It's very normal for a person to use AI for writing an email at the moment, like this particular time. So it is very easy to catch that, and we have gotten responses from hiring
Oh,
managers
yes.
saying
That happened
can
with
you
me.
please write the email yourself?
I can show you that email. I can
Yeah.
show you that email. So this opportunity, great guy. He reached out to me first. I emailed back to him, and his response was just one liner. Please rewrite in your own words and send again. I can't read ChatGPT. I'm not
He
even
could have
kidding.
just told ChatGPT, I'm sending this email to Yash. Can you tell me what response he would give me? And
Yeah.
he wouldn't have to wait for it.
And he spot on, I'm
Yeah.
not even exaggerating.
Yeah.
So next time I'm like, oh shit, I might lose this opportunity if I don't write it. So I wrote the email by myself. Okay. Now I'm telling you, stupid brain. I'm like, I wrote the email by myself. Now I'll just put it into ChatGPT to correct the
Yeah.
grammar so that it sounds more professional. I did that. He's like, again ChatGPT, try again. Then I wrote by myself only. I'm like, oh, you know what?
And then he responded.
And then he
Yeah,
responded.
yeah.
So that actually happens. So
You are looking to study abroad, then watch this full video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated.
3 ways to get a job. Use LinkedIn thoroughly. Update your LinkedIn profile. Make it spot on. There's this person whom I met. He was not able to get a job. People were ignoring him on LinkedIn. He on call, I told him, like, you know, connect with a lot of people and you'll eventually find your way. He's like, how will I connect? Nobody's accepting my bloody request only. Now I'll see the problem is. So he came to me and I saw his LinkedIn. I'm like, I'll give you one example which I gave to him as well. I think your audience will understand it the best. Do you use Instagram?
Yes.
Imagine a girl's name account like XYZ dot, like let's name the girl Srishti for example. Srishti reaches out to you on Instagram without a profile picture with 0 post, 12 following and 32 followers. Like, oh hi Piyush, I'm really interested in talking to you. Would you talk to me? Don't you think it's a spam account?
Yes, absolutely.
You will be hesitant to reply like, oh bro, who is it? Now, same Srishti with a profile picture with 20 posts, with 300 followers, with 320 following, sends you a message. Hi Piyush, do you have time if we could chat for a few minutes? Now it's all about, you'll think like, oh, the person seems genuine. If he or she texted you, it would be out of their own psychological thing, like they want to talk to you about something, or then it's a genuine request.
And actually what you do is, in that, you go and see what they've posted about.
Exactly.
And if you see that, okay, this person is, you know, posting all random stuff and, you know, maybe not worth my time, you might not still respond.
Exactly.
But if it is, like in case of
Interesting.
LinkedIn,
Yeah.
it is like you've posted about your subject and now you say, okay, oh, this person seems good.
Genuine and good,
Genuine,
exactly.
maybe it's worth my time to help the person. And then you respond back. It's not just the profile picture.
It's about the
Exactly.
entire
It's about
profile.
what you have been doing on that platform.
So getting a reply on LinkedIn for job is equivalent to getting a reply from a crush to make her your girlfriend. It's exactly the same.
Right.
I'm not kidding.
How do you
it's
make
exactly
people
the
fall
same.
in love with you?
It's exactly the same. That guy who came to help with me, he's like, no, you are kidding. I'm like, let's do an exam. So there was this HR whom he was trying to reach, and that HR was from his previous company. The company is very big. So that HR recruited him 3 years ago, and now that HR is not responding to his messages only. I'm like, you know what? I am from completely different domain. He's from supply chain. Completely different domain. I'm like, I'll send a message to her and let's see she replies or not. She accepted my request and she replied back. I still have it on my phone. I sent him a screenshot. He's like, can you please ask her to reply to me also or something?
No, so but guys, we're gonna put up Yash's LinkedIn as well, so you guys can actually check out and see a profile which works. So
Yeah, so make your LinkedIn, just put as much efforts as much as you put on Instagram to impress others. Put as much efforts on LinkedIn
on
as well.
LinkedIn as
And
well.
one thing that really helped me was do not hesitate to double text or double email people
Oh.
or triple also, doesn't matter. Like we know people will be like, I already mailed him, it won't look nice if I mail him again. He doesn't have the time.
No, I think recently we were reaching out to a lot of universities for a time. I realized that people here are very organized.
Okay.
So what they would do is they would actually, your first mail also, they would keep it with them.
Yeah.
And they would plan to reply after 1 month also.
Yeah, true.
So they're like, okay, I will do that. And for them it's normal because I'm busy for a month.
Yeah.
And they have a schedule, and getting like an appointment tomorrow is very difficult.
Difficult,
You know,
yeah.
They'll give you an appointment for 2 months
2
from
months,
now.
yeah.
So the time frame which we think systems are moving,
Yeah.
it may or may not be. Things fall through cracks.
Right.
Average number of pop-ups it took me to get responses from universities is 5.
Yeah. It's a
It took
very
me
common
on the 4th top-up on the original mail. That's the average.
average. Yeah.
So
You're right,
there have been
absolutely
months
right.
which have gone more.
More. You're absolutely right.
That's actually how I got my job, because in September I actually interviewed for a particular role in the same company, and I was in the final stage and they were quite happy with it and everything, but they didn't respond for a very long time. Then later when I probably emailed them thrice, they were like, sorry, we hired someone internally. But what happened later, suddenly in November, I'm like, bro, it's been 2 months, like let's just try emailing. So I had a list of companies, I emailed all of them again saying, do you have any current opportunities, what's going on? And I emailed them twice, and that's when the company was like, oh wait, I think I have a role opening and you've emailed me. Then it reminded me. So she's like, you know what, let's jump on a call for another role. So she remembered me, and then when we jumped on the call, she offered me the letter immediately. I didn't have to go through another interview. So I think constantly catching up with those people, reminding them that you're there is very important.
It's important.
Because you are no big person that they would remember you on an everyday basis. You have to remind them that I'm right here.
So you both got jobs from LinkedIn. It was largely through a very wide net effort that you got. The last segment of this discussion is sort of now going to level 2. Is you have a full-time job, you guys are earning well. Would you think that you will get visa sponsorship from your current roles?
No. Our companies don't offer it. So for visa sponsorship, many people don't understand it. It's a very tricky part. Just to go it over very quickly, a company needs to get a sponsorship license to sponsor you. The limit or the area or the criteria how it works is your company, if it's based in UK and you are operating, it needs to do 400k or above, and then you get 4 sponsorship slots. In the UK, there are 2 roles, 2 job functions which gets highest sponsorship. First is software engineers, second is finance. Why? These are highly technical roles. You can't learn those roles via YouTube. You need to go through rigorous training, rigorous courses to do that.
Also.
Right.
And UK and Europe, when a company is recruiting for, let's say, marketing position, marketing is a skill which could be taught to you in 6 months, because there are similar things: Google ads, LinkedIn ads, Facebook admit ad, and once you do it thrice, you'll know, okay, this button, this button, this button. So the companies prefer to hold their sponsorship slots. They get 4 sponsorship slots in a year if they are doing 400k, and if more they have more sponsorship slots. So they hold those slots in majority for those people who are from tech background, like software engineers. They know the best software engineers are produced in South Asia, so they hold those spots. I have interviewed for very similar roles, like in sales, that they would say the company would have a sponsorship license, but they would directly say like, look, we have a license, but we won't use the license to sponsor this role because we are holding it for a finance or a tech role. So our companies, they don't even have a sponsorship license because there's a mid-tier startup, but the companies are ready to get a sponsorship license if you have a technical skill which they can't find it that easily, or they can train people over that very easy.
So basically you need to be more indispensable, and basically the cost of replacement needs to be, higher than sponsoring you.
So regular sponsorship. So sponsorship have two type of costs. First is variable cost and one is fixed cost. The fixed cost is about the application fee and everything. And then the variable cost depends on the size of the company, the number of employees the companies have, and the amount of revenue the company is doing. When I checked recently, to sponsor an employee at a regular company for entire 5 years cost a company anywhere between 8,000 to 14,000 pounds, depending on the size and the revenue that they are doing. And 8 to 14,000 pounds is a pretty big chunk of
absolutely,
money.
for a company that's like say doing 400,000.
Exactly. Just to give you a perspective, 8 to 14,000 pounds like 10 to 16 lakhs in India.
Right.
So for one employee, and then your salary would be on top of that. So company
It's a
really needs to
huge
evaluate.
investment.
Right.
So they don't invest this amount of money on a skill which could be taught by a regular YouTube channel, or it could be taught by telling you how to do things thrice, and then you will be able to do it in 4 times.
So you need to be definitely having more specialized roles.
That's why I'm learning
which is why we are
Python.
all upskilling at the moment.
In
which is very
technical
important.
aspect, more technical aspect.
Right now you assume that your companies do not have a license and they may not take a license also. What's your plan for the future?
We're not really keen on sponsorship as well because we were little bit done with the UK about the environment and everything. So we're like, let's do something fresh. We were completely okay to go back to India because India have a lot of opportunities, and with this experience, I think we could do great in India. Secondly, currently we are looking to explore other countries where we can go. Dubai is in one of our top lists. That's what we are looking at. But still have our visa remaining for 7 months. We don't want to just go.
Yeah,
So
we don't want to regret that we didn't try the
Right,
last
yeah.
few months. So which is why we are upskilling ourselves and simultaneously also giving interviews and applying and seeing, like, getting more feedback to see what kind of jobs have more sponsorships and how it works. So we're sort of going through that process at the moment while we're working remotely, and I think we'll see what happens, like probably in October, November time.
No, so we'll definitely do a part 2 of this, and when you guys maybe next year when to understand if you have continued your journey in UK or
Definitely.
somewhere around the world. But thank you so much it was one of the most interesting and insightful discussion that I've had in a long time. So many fresh ideas, so many things to learn from you, and I hope you guys also enjoyed and learned from today's discussion. Any last thoughts, any parting thoughts?
Studying abroad is very romanticized. First. Secondly, it's a very good learning opportunity. Do come here, do experience the different world from your home country or home state or from your comfort zone. It will be really difficult, but the journey is definitely worth it. At the end of the journey, you learn something which it would have taken you years to learn if you were back at home or in your comfort zone. Great experience, and be responsible. Enjoy your time, but also be responsible.
Be responsible.
And as Indians, we're very accustomed to hard work. Hard work is very important, but smart work is very important here, because we know people who have been applying for plenty of jobs, but they're doing the same thing for 1 year. What is the use? So please, like, hard work is important, but know how to upskill yourself and be ready to take other people's tips and always keep learning.
Right. I think there's a famous quote by Einstein: if you keep doing the same thing, don't expect different results.
Oh, that's
So
true.
I think exactly what you said. Thank you both for this wonderful time, inviting us into your home and sharing all this beautiful, insightful messages for our students. Before we wrap up, here Yash has a YouTube channel. So if you want to listen to more people than just me, and if you enjoyed his conversation, I'll be leaving the link in the description. Do check it out, and if you like it, subscribe it, and subscribe my channel too, so that you are fully informed about studying in the UK. And I hope to see you very soon in our next video. Thanks.
Bye.
And goodbye for today.
So really good interview.
Perfect, man. You're just
So if you like this content, please subscribe to our channel, and I will see you all in the next video.